Good morning students, welcome once again your chemistry section. So today start with your organic section in unit biomolecules. So last time study about this unit, that is your carbohydrates, and you all know that your carbohydrates classify into three categories. First one is your monosaccharides, second one is your oligosaccharide, and third one is your polysaccharides. So last time discussed the monosaccharides, and today start with your next oligosaccharide. Oligosaccharide is classified in di, tri, tetrasaccharides. So here discuss the disaccharide, that is your maltose and lactose. So first one is your maltose. So maltose is basically prepared by the partial hydrolysis of starch with dilute mineral acid as well as enzyme. So it is converted into maltose. You can see here the chemical reaction, that is C6H10O5 whole the N, that is your starch, that is hydrolysis with the mineral acid and enzyme, that is converted into maltose. It is the dextrorotatory nature, and further upon hydrolysis with the dilute acid or enzyme maltose, that is converted into 2 units of D dextrorotatory glucose units. Okay, so here the ring structures of maltose. Generally maltose is composed of the 2 units of dextrorotatory glucose, in which the C1 of means first position of carbon of one glucose, that is first is linked to the carbon fourth of the another glucose, that is your second. You can see here the ring structure of maltose. Basically a maltose is converted into 2 glucose unit. So this is the 2 glucose unit is linked with the 1,4 linkage. You can see here 1,4 linkage easily. So alpha D glucose and alpha D glucose, that is linked by one carbon, and second glucose, that is your fourth number of carbon connected with a glycolic linkage. Okay students, so next is your lactose. So next is your, that is lactose. So lactose is also a disaccharide, and that is lactose is present in the milk of mammals. The cow milk has been found to contain the 4 to 6 percentage of lactose is present in the cow milk. Similarly, percentage of lactose in human milk, that is varies from 5 to 8%. This lactose is can easily upon hydrolysis with dilute mineral acid HCl or enzyme emulsions. So that is converted into the gives the equivalent amount of beta D glucose and beta D galactose with isomeric in nature. Okay, so this lactose is hydrolysis with the dilute mineral acids and enzyme emulsion. They give the two equivalent amount of beta D glucose and beta D galactose with isomeric in nature product. Okay, so you can see here, that is your galactose formula C12H22O11, that is your disaccharides under the oligosaccharide carbohydrates. This is hydrolysis with the water molecules and into dilute mineral acid as well as enzyme, that is give the two equivalent amount of product, that is your beta D glucose and beta D galactose. Okay, so these two molecules linked with a 1,4 linkage is also glycosidic linkage. This is called glycosidic linkage between the carbon C1 of glycotase and C4 is the glucose. So this is your glucose and this is your lactose. Lactose is a reducing sugar. Okay, so this is the basic structures for your lactose. Okay, so next is your polysaccharides are the carbohydrates which yield a large number of monosaccharide molecules upon hydrolysis. Okay, so polysaccharide is basically given out a large number of monosaccharide molecules upon hydrolysis. Say example, starch, cellulose, glycolase are the examples of polysaccharides. First one is your starch, that is the fundamental unit of starch, that is alpha G glucose. So structure of starch here. Starch is a polymer of alpha glucose and consists of the two component. Okay, starch is a polymer of glucose and consists of two component, that is your amylose and amylopectin. Amylose is a long unbranched chain with the 200 to 1000 D-glucose alpha deoxyrotatory glucose unit held by the C14 glycosidic linkage. Starch is the two component, that is your amylose and amylopectin. Okay, so amylose is a unbranched chain. This is a long chain structure. It is not a branch formation structure, and this chain is 200 to 1000 deoxyrotatory of glucose unit, that is linked by held by that is held by C14 and C1 glycosidic linkage, means one carbon connected with the second glucose unit of fourth carbon further. So this is the long chain of structure, and how many units? 200 to 1000. Okay, so under the second unit into starch, that is your amylopectin. So it is a branch chain polymer. It is your unbranched chain polymer, and this is your branch chain polymer of alpha D glucose unit, in which the chain is formed by also C1 C4 glycosidic linkage, whereas branching occur as the C1 and C6 glycosidic linkage. Here the long chain, that is occur in the 1/4 glycosidic linkage or alpha linkage, but here branching, that is your branching form, that is occur at the C1 and C4 glycosidic linkage. So you can easily differentiate between the amylose and amylopectin. Here 1/4 linkage, here 1/4 linkage in the long chain, but it occurs in the branch form, that is your C1 and C6 glycosidic linkage. Okay, so next is your second class under the polysaccharides, that is your cellulose. Cellulose is a polysaccharide. Okay, the fundamental structure unit of cellulose is beta D glucose. Okay, cellulose is a polysaccharide, and the fundamental structure unit of D glucose is beta D glucose unit, not alpha, here beta D glucose unit. Structure of cellulose. Cellulose is a linear polymer of beta glucose, which is joined by the glycosidic linkage between the C1 of one glucose unit and C4 to the next cellulose glucose unit. Okay, so this is your linear polymer. Linear polymers means that is a chain structure polymers beta glucose, and which is joined by the glycosidic linkage between the C1 glucose and C4 the next glucose unit. This is your glucose unit. So here C1 used to combine with C4, that is C5 and that is C6. Further, that is a C1 is connected with the C4th, C3rd, C2, C1 and C5 and C6. The main important thing in this structure, that is to familiar to your knowledge in favor, that is your what is the linkage in cellulose, that is a starch, how many parts classify. So that is the most important, that is cellulose is connected with a glycosidic linkage between C1 of glucose unit and C4 next glucose unit. So this is your beta linkage, glycosidic linkage. Okay, so next is your test for carbohydrate. So first one is your Molish test. Under this test, what will you do? Dissolve about 0.1 gram of given carbohydrates in 2 ml of water in a test tube, and add the 2 to 3 drops of 1% alcoholic solution of alpha naphthol, and then carefully pour the 2 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid along the ball of the test tube. Means to added the solution concentrated sulfuric at the slope of the slightly test tube. Careful fall on the test tube. A deep violet ring will be performed and where oily and aqueous layer meet. So this is the violet ring will form, that is test for carbohydrates in Wallis test. So you can easily identify to form a violet ring in the test tube, that is for the Wallis test. Next is churning test. Under this test, warm about 0.2 gram of the given carbohydrates with 1 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid in a test tube. Churning will be takes place accompanied by the smell of burning sugar. So you can easily detect the test of carbohydrates in your kitchen under the sugar. The, during the burning of sugar, you can easily identify the smell something burning. Okay. So next is your sodium hydroxide test. Under this test, boil about 0.2 gram of the carbohydrates with 5 ml of 10% sodium hydroxide solution in a test tube. The mixture initially turns yellow, then brown, accompanied by the smell of caramel. And this test is not given by sucrose and starch. Okay, so this carbohydrate test is not valid for a sucrose and starch. Once again repeat sodium hydroxide test. What will you do this test? Boil about 0.2 gram of carbohydrates with 5 ml of 10% solution of sodium hydroxide in a tube. The mixture initially turns yellow and then brown, accompanied by a smell of caramel. And this test is not given by sucrose and starch. So thank you and have a nice day, students.